So here we're going to dive into the Result Action Plan, which is a deep dive audit of your business with a step-by-step strategic plan to reach and exceed your business goals. And here you can see the table of contents. We first start with who you are, which is the business intelligence. We get to know exactly your brand, your product, your customers, your business, and your customers' pain points, with the direction that you want to go in your business, everything that matters in the growth of your business, and to understand and how to resonate with your customers. In what we found, it's the business discovery. So this is the website audits, which we go page by page by page in order to analyze what it is that needs to improve your conversion rate. Because once you have ads running, you want to make sure that the algorithm for the ads are always in your favor and going to a page that is going to ultimately convert. There is an iterative point after this, but the Result Action Plan will at least show you the obvious ones that need to be fixed before our ads start. And then from then on, of course, there's going to be a lot of testing afterwards as well. And the other parts besides the website, it's also customer review management. So we are actually looking through your reviews, and which is a really essential part to making your business work. Building your tribe is another really important part, because if you don't have a loyal customer base or returning customers, then you can't build a sustainable business that continues growing. Content and creatives is essential. It's really essential to making your business grow. So that's why we actually also analyze that. And new customer acquisition is going to be your advertising. We also go through your social media, your email, etc. So that's all part of that as well. Where you want to be, the next one is the revenue goals. And that's your current and target revenue. So we actually deep dive into understanding from a financial point of view what it's going to take to get you there. And therefore, we take you through our customized proprietary profit margin calculator, which we have built specifically for this. And it has all the metrics that are really important in building a business. That's a really important part to making sure that the whole thing works. And that's also a unique part of our Result Action Plan. And then what we recommend to get you there. So this is the action plan part, and that is website, email marketing, review management, social imprint, Facebook advertising, Google ads, all the advertising that we'd be doing for you, email marketing, and SMS as well as contingencies for success. Really important that you know basically upfront all that we have been through, what we have seen from our past clients, and that's part of the expertise that you're coming on board with this, is knowing what we know from the other situations from our clients that have not worked out and how to avoid them, essentially. So these are the contingencies for success. We have built, as you know, 7 and 8 figure brands, either from just starting out or getting to their first 7 and 8 figures. So we have seen a lot of what does and what does not work. So that's a really important section as well. And then of course, best practices and platform updates, because this is essential to making sure, especially when you're advertising on Facebook. Of course, Google will also have its unique, TikTok has its unique advertising best practices. It's really important that you stay in line with this and you partner with a strategic agency that actually knows and is up to date with all of the best practices in order to make sure that your account has the best chance, because that is actually something that is very common that we see is clients will come to us having had their accounts shut down, and unfortunately the algorithm will have to unlearn those bad behaviors before we can actually move forward and learn the good behaviors. And oftentimes clients come to us from agencies, in fact, that has really not implemented the best practices and has let the account get basically penalized by the algorithm. So we operate under the best practices, and we keep up to date with these as well, and we read all the latest updates as well. And this is important because we do manage multi-million-dollar accounts, so we have to keep up to date, as well as the fact that it's all under our account management. So of course, if any one of our clients is not compliant, it's going to potentially affect all of our other clients. So that's why we keep up to date. We also have VIP support from both the Facebook platform platform as well as Google. We're partners on all of our advertising platforms. So that's a really important piece to making everything work. And then finally, it's any updates. So it's continuously updating all of the advertising platforms. And as I mentioned, we have VIP support, and that is a really important part to making everything work because as you might have understood or have been aware of iOS 14 updates, that's a big example. That's not going to be the last update that we're going to see in our lifetime. It's not the first update that we've seen as an agency. It's going to happen again, and it's really important to be strategic partners with a team that knows the updates firsthand. And as I mentioned again, we do have VIP support from these advertising platforms because we are an agency and we do manage multi-millions in advertising, but then also because we specifically are part of exclusive groups for advertising. We keep up to date that way as well. And just to take you through some of our team, and I will just scroll through what it looks like. Of course, this is just a template, but it's just for you to get a sense of what you would be presented with. Obviously, your version would be completely filled out and customized for you, but I'm going to just scroll through so that you get a sense of what is inside of the Result Action Plan and how it's laid out and essentially how it's going to be presented for you. So going through now, this is the first part was getting to know your customers, your brand, everything that we really need to know intimately to resonate best with your customers. Here is the business discovery. This is all of the audit and customized for you, of course. This is the website portion of the audit, analytics. We even purchase your products and we write down our delivery experience. So someone on our team is actually going to be purchasing your product and they're going to review essentially from a customer point of view what their experience was. And then just all of your organic social media, email marketing, Facebook and Google. And of course, again, this would be filled out much more once it is actually customized for you. This is just the template. And then the revenue goals. We actually have a margin calculator, so I'm not going to open it now, but it writes down, the reason is because it is proprietary that we've developed, but it does go through what it takes into account your COGS, your cost of goods sold. It takes into account your break-even returns, and then it ultimately calculates your profit margin. And it's really important to distinguish, your fixed and variable costs. Also, what is going to improve your profit margin further. Average order value typically is the main focus. Of course, if there are any costs that you can reduce, that is a focus as well. Increasing your prices, increasing your average order value could include bundling or upsells, which are a really easy way to implement. Also, what happens at different levels. So it's really an analysis on what happens when you expand and you're actually going to be able to take advantage of just lower costs, so economies of scale advantages and lowering your costs on your minimum order quantities from your manufacturers, for example. So all of those go into this. Returning customer rate is probably one of the most important metrics that you can know about, as well as your LTV, lifetime value, and because this is your loyal customer base, the people who come back and purchase over and over again. So our goal predominantly is to make you profitable in the first purchase. That's what you hire us for. However, many in the industry, in fact, are okay with break even because they know that they've focused so much on their product that people are going to come back and purchase over and over again. And that is the key to success in e-commerce, which we go through. However, we have even more aggressive goals because we've been able to get our clients very profitable first purchases. And then if additional to that, you're able to get customers to return over and over again and purchase your products, you no longer have to put extra advertising dollars towards those second and third and fourth and fifth time purchases. And therefore your return on ad spend just quadruples, and depending on how many times, of course, they've returned to purchase again without any extra advertising dollars spent. And then basically the action plan. This is what it'll look like, again, filled out for you, what we recommend to get you there. Email flows, of course, it goes through each of your advertising accounts and your social media. And of course, the website is a big component as well. And here's the practices and platform updates, as I mentioned, and updates is here, as well as a little discussion on iOS 14.